Okay, hi everyone. I'm going to do a little demonstration of what we're going to do on Wednesday at Art Club, taking art home. But we will have a lot of time to practice this next week on Wednesday, so don't worry too much, but I just thought it would be nice for you to have a bit of a visual of what we're going to do. So, to start with, you'll need your roller and your Gelli plate, and then if you've got basically three acrylic colours or inks. In this one I'm going to do yellow, red and blue. If you only have two colours, then don't worry about it. And if you have the ink, then you can use that, the printing ink too. So, to start with, we're going to need to make some stencils. And so you will need some scissors and a piece of card. If it's got just recycling card, this is like a pizza box, frozen pizza. If it's got a kind of shiny side, then that's good. So maybe just raid your recycling and see if you've got a piece of card. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut 3 or 4 stencils. So I'm going to do some kind of circular shapes. But you can do any shapes you like, especially if there's, using scissors isn't super easy for you. You can even tear strips, whatever is easiest for you. Okay, so I've got my 4 stencils. I'm now going to fold them in half and cut a little hole in, because this will make them just a bit more interesting in terms of shape. But I have done some examples, which I'll show you at the end of the video, that just have the strips that I tore. So you don't have to do this process bit, but I'm just showing you the different ways you can do it. So these all have, and this one I'm going to do a really big hole. So that's 4 different stencils. Okay. Oh, another thing that you might need is if you've got any baby wipes. They're really good for cleaning your plate, but if you don't, then you can just use a cloth and wipe it afterwards. And you will need some pieces of paper to print on. If you can use the paper that we got, it's just the A4 printer paper, but I've cut it in half so it's A5 size. I've also got, you can use some scrap paper, and what I mean by that is you could try printing on newspaper or something you find in your recycling as well, but the best results are often on the nice thin paper. Okay, so to start with, we're going to start with a lighter colour. So we're going to start with the yellow, and I think I found that if you just do a couple of dabs, small dabs on the surface of the plate, like little lentils on the plate, and then you're rolling your paint or ink out both ways. Mine looks very light and thin. I'm using really cheap acrylics just to show you that it works. And then you're going to put your stencils on. You can put them on either way around. Let's try some with the shiny side down and some not. And then you're going to take your piece of A5 and push it down over the top, making sure to get in all those cracks and lumps, and then you'll pull it off and you'll get your first print, which is very yellow. We're coming back to this, so put this to the side, it will dry very quickly, and then lift up your stencils and take them off, and then take another print of these ones left over. So again, nice stroking movement, really pushing with your fingers all over the surface of the plate, and then pulling that off. You can see you've still got some of that lovely yellow. Okay, and again we'll just put that to one side because we're going to print on top of it. So next we're going to do the red. So again, a couple of drops around the plate, your little lentils, and we're going to roll it out. I've actually got a little bit more red. If you have too much, you can always keep rolling until you feel like it's nice and smooth, and you can always put some tissue or paper on and pull it off if you've got too much. And then we're going to put the stencils back on in a different place, and we're going to get our first print that we did with the yellow, and we're going to stick it on top. So that's why we want to keep with the A5 size, so that it's easy to line up. And we're going over with this other colour. Okay, so peel that off, and you can already see that it's starting to layer up these different colours. Then we'll take off our stencils again and get our other print that we did, our yellow one, and we'll put that over the top. Okay, again making sure with our fingerprints that we're just putting a nice amount of pressure on, and then peeling it off to reveal what's underneath. So it's starting to build up these layers. Put these to one side again, and we're moving on to the blue. And you can clean your plate after each one if you want. I feel like mine's taken off most of the paint, so it's okay. But we'll have time to do this in the session. So this is just me being very quick, but we'll do it together on Wednesday. Okay, so you've got a nice even layer of blue, and then I'm going to put some of these this way and some of them that way. Okay, and we're going to pop them on top, this time with the blue, our first print that we did, getting into all those cracks Okay, and then we're going to peel that off. And there we have it, our first print with 3 different colours. Pretty pleased with that. And then we'll take off our stencils. And we will put on our next one on top. I think I'm going to go this way around and smooth it on. Again, no rush. And peel off to reveal our blue. There we go, put it in a bit more close. So we've got this one and this one that we made just today. Ooh. How about that? So they're very different, but they're still using just the same simple stencils. So we'll have a little play with different ones too, but we've only made, instead of making loads and loads of prints, we just made 2. So let me show you another one that I did with the torn bits of the card. I just tore some of my card into strips, and I got this one, which I'm really pleased with. I put the strips different way round, and then this is the second one with the traces. And actually it's starting to remind me of some of Barbara Ray's icebergs, which I guess is our inspiration for today.